Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. With today's weekly update in Modern Warfare 3, we got our very first new weapon in multiplayer and soon to be Warzone as well, known as the Taq Eradicator. This is a new LMG that honestly, once you go through and level it up, doesn't even feel like an LMG. It's definitely an AR LMG hybrid. Honestly, pretty fun weapon. And today I wanted to break down the best ways to unlock it, and then the best ways to go through, level it up, and ultimately the best setup you want to be using for it as well. So as we get into the details, if you enjoy the video, if you find it helpful at all, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It would be seriously appreciated. And if you are new to the channel, or if you're part of that 54% of viewers watching who have not already subscribed, let's change that, because every single day I got you covered with all things going on in COD, whether it's news, updates, meta breakdowns, patch notes. It's all right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But first things first, when you go into your weekly challenges tab for this week, you're going to notice that the week 4 challenges max reward is the Taq Eradicator LMG. So this is the direct way to unlock this. And you just need to complete 5 challenges from the week 4 challenges between multiplayer and zombies. So you can mix and match as you want here. Personally, I did multiplayer because a lot of these are pretty straightforward. You can see the 5 that I did were get 20 operator kills with a recommended weapon, which is just straight up 20 kills. Mostly every single Mw3 weapon is recommended except for the Bruin for some reason. So any weapon you want to use, you can get this done, but you can also double up with this and some of these other challenges. Like for instance, get 5 operator double kills with the Taq Eradicator carbine kit on the Mw3 That makes it like basically a really aggressive battle rifle. Hop into some hardcore Rust 24/7. That's what I did personally. 5 double kills. I got that done in one game, and I was also making progress on my 20 operator recommended kills as well. I also did 3 operator Fury kills. This is basically just triple kills from my understanding, and I actually got that done naturally while I was going for the challenges for the double kills. Just happened to play out like that. Like again, you play hardcore, you're gonna get those instances where you just run into that group and you fry them, and you only need 3 triple kills. So that's really not all that bad. I also went for 15 headshots with the Jack Raven kit on the MCW. Kind of makes it like an AR SMG hybrid. Hardcore headshots are a one-shot kill. Super easy on Rust 24/7 yet again. And then get 20 operator kills with the Akimbo brace stocks on the Wasp Swarm. That's just 20 kills while using Akimbo. You could get that done in core or hardcore just by playing a small map. Now, the zombies challenges admittedly are a little bit more tedious here, just because they take a bit more time. Like 150 kills with the rarity, blue rarity weapon. Pretty easy. I'd recommend maybe going through with that one. You could also get packet punched MTZ-762 with the Heretic carbine kit on there. Knock out both those at the same time if you have the proper tools for that. Killing a warlord, pretty easy as well. Get 250 kills with the brace Akimbo stock and medium threat or higher, so just tier 2. That one's pretty easy, and so is just the base 100 kills. So, like, you can get a lot of these done at the same time. Also, though, for what it's worth, you should be able to extract the Taq Eradicator out of zombies, and in theory, that should unlock it as well, similar to how last year in DMZ, that was an applicable option too. So if you have somebody who's, able to drop it for you so you can use it in game and then extract with that, that's something you could go for as well. And then as you can see, I've got mine maxed out here, level 22. Not too bad with some double weapon XP tokens. In my opinion, the fastest ways to level these are going to be pretty standard. It's either hardcore kill confirmed and you want to collect as many tags as possible, deny as many tags as possible. Then in hardcore, you're getting one-shot medals, revenge medals like crazy. Very easy, very straightforward there. Or in zombies, just do the typical Outlast or Spore contract spams. Don't finish the contracts, let the zombies keep spawning, and you can rank it up super easy like that. Now, as far as the setup goes here, like I said, this is an LMG at its core, which you might think is slow and heavy and, overrated because of the fast-paced gameplay here, but this setup turns this around. Starting with the 45 round mag, this is a downgrade. If we take this off, the standard magazine size is actually 75, and for Warzone, I'd probably go for that, but for multiplayer, this is straightforward. It's a little bit slow and heavy, so dropping down to 45 kind of, at least in my opinion, makes this feel like a Bass B, but with a faster fire rate. And we'll talk about the fire rate here in just a moment. For my optic, I was running the Nidar model 2023. This is like a basic Vanguard reticle almost that I think you get from one of the Marksman Armory unlocks, but there's a lot of good reticles, as I'm sure you guys know. The reflector is a great choice. The MK23 reflector, the Elo sight. This is all about preference, so whatever you're the most comfortable with here, run that. I like the Olay laser on here. Speeds up that ADS and sprint to fire. Again, makes this feel more like an assault rifle and LMG sort of hybrid style gun, right? I also go for the hand stop DR6 underbarrel here. This is going to help out with strafe speed, ADS speed, sprint speed, and movement speed, and it's really only hurting your aim walking steadiness and your tack stance, which is not a huge deal on a rifle and AR here, and it's not hurting your control at all. So that's a really convenient attachment there. Then lastly, I go for the Cassis brake. You guys know I'm a big fan of this in general here. This is the Cassis brake L in this instance. It's an 18% increase to horizontal control, and it's only a 6% decrease to your ADS speed, which is not really all that huge, especially when we have other attachments to speed that up. So this makes the pattern essentially straight vertical and super easy to control. If I head into the firing range here, we can actually go ahead and shoot into the wall here and look at the recoil pattern really quick. If I'm not controlling it with the full attachments on here, you'll see it's a very straightforward recoil pattern. It's almost like an S curve, but mainly straight vertical, very little horizontal bounce or deviance there. So it's a super easy weapon to use just straight up because of that fact. Now, here's what's really interesting about the Taq Eradicator. When you shoot it, you're gonna notice this right away. Pay attention to the first 5 or 6 bullets here when I shoot. You'll notice that those first couple, I don't even know if it's 5, it might be like 2 or 3, they fire much faster. Really fast fire rate, really fast fire rate. You hold it down and then it slows down that RPM a lot. So what's really interesting here is that this behaves basically exactly like the hammer from Black Ops 2 back in the day. It starts out in those first couple of bullets have a crazy fast fire rate, and then it slows down to be a little bit more steady and a little bit more consistent. Now, I've tried a little bit to mess around with this in game and see if I could get it to tap fire these fast ones back to back to back, and it doesn't seem to work as consistent. It's almost there, but there definitely are certain instances when you're trying to spam fire this and it just doesn't feel like it's getting that max fire rate that it starts off with when you're like shooting fresh or, you know, out of a sprint. So it's not something that you can super cheese, sort of like the AN94 hyper burst, but it is something that makes it so that if you're deadly accurate on your first shots, you are going to have that increased TTK, that faster TTK, because of the fire rate being so much faster. Now, overall, it's still a very good weapon in general for the close, mid, and long range, especially as you're building it out. You know, with this, which is a much more aggressive and versatile setup here, the damage will be competitive enough, but this is a weapon that really is going to shine if you are laser accurate from the get-go because of that increased fire rate. So something that's pretty unique to this weapon and this weapon alone in terms of multiple bullets spanning out in that faster fire rate and then slowing down. It just makes for a really interesting, you know, sort of play style and dynamic here that really no other weapon shares, which is pretty fun at the end of the day. You'll also notice I have the Golden River camo on here. If you do all the weekly challenges and get those aftermarket parts, which you're pretty much going to need because of the other weekly challenges, and then you do this and unlock the Taq Eradicator, you do get this camo as well on top of that. So it's sort of like a 2-in-1 reward for this week if you've been keeping up with your weekly challenges. So just keep that in mind as well. But yeah, this setup in particular feels really great. If you wanted to go more for just mid or long range, you could build this out just straight up as an LMG, you know, keep the 75 round mag on there and replace that with, you know, a longer barrel. For instance, the long barrel here, better velocity and range, that could be decent. There are some stocks as well that help out with control. This first one, the brute stock, pretty solid for that as well. You could also go for the core stock too there. So you got some options for sure, but to me, speeding this thing up, making it more aggressive and a lot more dynamic really highlights how versatile this LMG is, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really feel like an LMG, at least in my opinion. But that being said, that is the brand new Taq Eradicator here in Modern Warfare 3. Definitely worth unlocking in the first place and then leveling up, because you never know if it's going to be buffed in the future and become even better. Already an option that I think could really fit in the mid to long range, not only just here in the multiplayer meta, but also in Warzone to come as well, because it's, again, so versatile with how you want to build this out. But that being said, that is going to wrap things up for this video. If you guys enjoyed, if you found it helpful at all, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee that every single day you are up to date with all things going on in COD, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. And as always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL for a discount on all Gamer Advantage, G Fuel, and Control Freak products. The links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day. I'll catch you later. Peace out.